travel isn't just about destinations. It's about the people you meet, the cultures you immerse yourself in, the stories you carry home. I'm Relebogile Mabocha, and on my travel feature, I take you on a journey beyond the guidebook. Each week, I connect with fellow travelers, insiders, and storytellers to bring you the heart of every place. Whether it's a hidden gem right here in South Africa or a dream destination abroad. Join me as we travel through conversations, memories, and inspiration. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
702.
World of Work.
Today on our World of Work feature, we are talking about how to digify your business. How are you integrating digital skills in your business? And if you've done that, how has it impacted your business? Has it helped elevate it? We've got small businesses and informal traders that honestly are missing out on the benefits of the fourth industrial revolution, which could help them increase profits and boost sustainability, especially with our national unemployment rate at just over 30%. These digital skills can be essential to economic growth and job creation. There's actually a new study by DigiBiz in South Africa showing that more than half of small businesses are not ready for the digital future, often adopting technology reactively rather than strategically. So your informal traders, many of whom are women, by the way, face that additional hurdle, such as the high costs of card machines, the lack of smartphones. There's also the limited access to data and training. So basic digital tools, whether you are looking at WhatsApp or the mobile payment apps, those could actually help them grow. In fact, experts often argue that digital inclusion must start by meeting these businesses where they are and providing training that fits into their daily realities. And that's the conversation we're having this morning. If you're a business owner, you want to share with us perhaps what you have managed to, how you've managed to benefit from just incorporating and integrating digital skills in your business, please share that with us. Maybe you are a small business or you're an informal trader or you own a business and you want to know, how do I step into that next level of digifying my business? You can call on 011-883-0702 or send a WhatsApp on 072-702-1702. Rashieda Panday is the partnership coordinator at the Entrepreneurial Planning Institute, who's going to guide us through this chat. Rashieda, thank you for making time for us. Good morning.
Thank you so much, and good morning to you, and good morning to your listeners. I'm very excited to be here.
So I mentioned that from what I've seen, it looks like we do have small businesses and even informal traders that are being left behind in the digital revolution. What have you observed?
Absolutely, yes. The challenges with that is, there is, in the reality of our country, is that we have limited tech infrastructure, especially in the townships and in the rural areas. And this is largely where our informal traders are operating, right? So often what happens, or what we get from the people within our programs, is that they have lack of access to data. They can't join online. Even if they can join online, the network quality isn't that good for them to do the work they need to do. Those types of things. It's also, about like fear. Some people still have a fear of the digital world, thinking that they'll be scrutinized. Things like SARS is a reality for South Africans, and so many small businesses, they sort of living, as we say, hand to mouth, and often they don't have extra expenses to pay for these digital services, like having a business bank account or having, extra money to be able to afford these kind of tools and infrastructure. So that's a reality that we face. But yeah, that's what I would say. That's predominantly why small businesses get left behind.
Yeah, and what do you think are some of the common digital tools that small businesses aren't using but should be using?
Well, in the era that we live now, there are so many free and affordable tools, such as, WhatsApp for Business. There's your digital payment systems. There are bookkeeping apps that can help you with reducing that admin, that heavy admin that you have within your businesses. quite significantly. The social media, most of these just require you to have an email address, and you could be able to have your own shop, or at least direct people to your shop, advertise, reach your customers, and for the most part, these things are free tools, until you, of course, make enough to have a budget, I suppose, to upgrade even further.
Yeah. And the biggest obstacles, I mean, when we look at informal traders, what are they facing when it comes to adopting these digital tools, especially in townships and rural areas? Often you hear that, we don't have the money. This thing requires some capital for some investment of sorts. And, we don't have those resources.
100%. So I've mentioned to you earlier about, connectivity challenges, the cost of internet, the fear of the SARS, tax kind of scrutiny. But one thing I didn't talk to you about is the low digital literacy. And I can definitely say that South Africa is moving in a direction where we are not lacking because we're not willing. It's more so that we're approaching it in not the most suitable way. And what I mean by saying this is often when we think about digital literacy, we think of what's the best apps out there. Often we get the request, send me your top 10 best apps that we should use in our business. And often we find that could sometimes even be a step back, right? Because what happens is every business has its own unique challenges, and every business is at its own unique point in their journey. So we need to be able to identify for ourselves, where am I at in my entrepreneurial journey, and what digital tool can I use to be able to improve that part of my journey? Because often as entrepreneurs, we know where we are, where we are struggling in our business. We know if it's a sales issue, we know it's because there's no money coming in. What can we do to help improve our sales? Well, you may want to start with something like a WhatsApp business account, for example.
Yeah.
So be not guided by the tool, but rather by your need and where your business is at. Is what I would say.
So fascinating, because you would think, when you look at our individual personal lives, Rashieda, you'd think that we're so advanced, but there's still this big gap between the digital tools that are used in our personal lives and those that are used in small businesses.
100%. And we're very fast moving towards a world where those things kind of overlap, where the same tools that you can utilize to optimize your home, as a home, to be more efficient, to plan your day, to plan the kids' day, to plan your life in general, and even engage, even network, even, meet others that you would not have normally met if you weren't on these platforms. But then you also get the business side, where that very same tools can be used to enhance the business offerings that you have. Even if you are an informal trader, I'll give you an example. There's a township bakery that uses the WhatsApp live location to coordinate deliveries with informal vendors. Because remember, informal vendors doesn't necessarily always have the same location. So what they would do is they would order, they send their WhatsApp live location as to exactly their pinpoint their location. And this allows then the company that's delivering to be able to actually deliver to them where they're at. So you see how digital kind of tools are bridging the gap between our ability to do business and stimulate the economy. It's just that I think the biggest challenge is our approach is that we're looking for the best tool and not addressing the need.
Yeah. 011-883-0702. Are you a small business? Are you an informal trader? Maybe you are not a small business, but as an employer, you're trying to find ways to digitize your business. Where are you struggling? What questions do you have? Maybe you need some tips, some advice on how to start that process of just integrating in your business, just integrating those digital skills in your business. Or maybe you want to share with us your experience. How have you gone about integrating those skills? How have you digified your business and digitized your business, and what's been the impact? There are some people, Rashieda, that often worry or fear SARS or other authorities, and that impacts on their willingness to use these digital payment options. Why is there fear around that, and how do they move around it so that they still are responsible for what's expected of them from SARS? What is it that they don't understand there?
Yeah, well, speaking as an entrepreneur myself as well, and also started out having an informal business, In the beginning, on the entrepreneurial journey, you almost want to have everything in place. And I think that what happens is often we don't realize the burden of the admin, and even the admin cost that comes along with having a business. You know, that annual return rate, just maybe 5 years in your business, it may become irrelevant. But in that very first year of your business, every rand counts. Every rand adds up. Every rand contributes towards that bread on the table. So for you to go now and open a bank account and hear that, oh, wait, you have to pay, 300 to 500 rand a month to have a business bank account. You have to purchase a Yoko. You have to purchase many other financial tools. You get bank charges. All of those eventually lead to money you could have utilized to spend in your business. If you think of informal traders, they buy minimum order quantities of stock. So some of them will buy 200 rands worth of luxuries to be able to have that little spaza shop or little tuck shop, and thereby grow it. So in the beginning, I almost want to say, I think that there's not enough solutions in the financial space for those entrepreneurs. They are trying, and of course there's many programs, and banks want to get into the informal economy. That just be said. Most of these corporates and big banks, they want you as an entrepreneur to get onto the digital payment system, do digital payments. It will also open up the doors for funding because you have something to track. So there's opportunities and possibilities, but still it comes at a huge cost to the entrepreneur. And I think that's the next gap we need to bridge as well.
Andrew, let's take your call now. You're calling us from Johannesburg. Good morning.
From Rosebank, thanks. I run a law firm called Goldberg Attorneys, and what we really battle with is getting invoices out. It seems like lawyers want to do law and not to do invoicing.
Yeah.
Any advice to in that regard?
Yeah. Thanks for that, Andrew in Rosebank. Thank you. Yeah. Rashieda?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you know what is it? We're living in an era of AI, right? And I said I'm an entrepreneur. So what I did the other day when I was actually assessing this very issue where I was saying I hate admin, I actually typed that into our little ChatGPT tools, say, give me recommendations. I am a one-man or 10-team administrator. We don't really like to do admin. I want to buy a little accounting software package. I don't want to pay too much. I give all the specifics when I, use ChatGPT prompting. And it recommended a few tools for me. So things like Zero came up and Sage. And many of these kind of bookkeeping software will have a trial built in for you to check. And often what you can do, if you spend a little bit of time in the beginning, just to program, to put all your products, your services as a business, you would then be able to easily, conveniently send out invoices using any one of these tools. But again, just leading me back to the point where I say you have to look at where your business is at. And do your research. It's okay. Don't think there's this one tool for everyone. Some tools are for larger corporations. Some tools are for one-man businesses. So it's really about taking a snapshot of where you're at in your business and finding the tools that meet you where you're at. And AI can do a lot and help you with that. Also, with DigiBuzz, we have the mydigiscore.com assessment. So that assesses you where your business is at in terms of your DigiScore. Right, and that DigiScore, you'll get a result to tell you where you're at and potentially even recommend what you should be addressing in your business at that point. So that could also be a tool you could use as well. But I would definitely say a combination of just knowing where you're at, feed that into the AI, ask them for recommendations, speak to a couple of your friends, and then make that decision. Ultimately, it's also about taking the risk. So sometimes a lot of companies, they don't want to change the system for fear of something new. But what we often realize that beyond that, when we do take that leap, things become more easier. So it's also that mindset that you have to build within your organization.
Yeah. And then someone says, hi, Clement, I heard Rashieda talk about WhatsApp. Can something as simple as WhatsApp really help an informal trader grow their business?
Absolutely. And what's really interesting about WhatsApp is, okay, you've got different kind of two main sort of WhatsApps you get. You get the WhatsApp that everyone uses for their personal, engagement, and you keep it there. But you also get a WhatsApp for business. So these two apps can actually exist simultaneously on your device, provided you have two separate numbers. But anyway, so you get these two, and you can literally run your business off WhatsApp. An example how WhatsApp could help your business. So as a start, you may want to create a community around your business. So what some people do, they would add their customers into a group and promote their products. I know a lot of resellers, they will have these WhatsApp groups, and people who buy from them regularly want to know what stock they have, and they promote these stocks in their WhatsApp groups. When things are uploaded, it's like a closed-knit community. Within the WhatsApp for Business as well, you've got the WhatsApp catalog, which literally people can order from you. So you can receive orders in real time as people are making them. All you need to do is literally just list get your good quality picture, what the product is, the price, and it all will just automatically come to you as orders, which you then need to fulfill. So it takes that whole admin process away from you having to continuously promote. All you need to do is just continuously be sending this WhatsApp catalog link to your, how professional is that not when people ask, what are you selling? And you're forwarding them a link and you're saying, check out my online store. By the way, all of this is absolutely free. So so those are some examples. You're more than welcome to let us know if you need some more deep down kind of help with that. That's also what DigiBiz does. So we kind of look at what is the need of our entrepreneurs, our practitioners, and we sort of look at workshops and courses that we can offer them. So if your listeners would like to join DigiBiz, where we promote and offer all of these kinds of training, we are on digibiz.africa.
So you make the assessment first of the business before you can even recommend those, before you can even intervene around what's needed, yeah?
100%.
Okay.
But the most low cost, I would say, is get on WhatsApp for Business, at least.
Yes. Okay.
It's like your digital address of sorts.
What should the small business owners, though, be cautious of when it comes to adopting AI? Because often people raise the issue of security as a concern.
No, that is a big reality. The security side of it. And, there is this fear of laziness, that people will become lazy. But, as with everything that we have, whether it's internet, AI, we have to be cautious in general. And something, a good insight we learned last week in one of our webinars is that as much as AI can do all of these amazing things, AI will never replace heart, and it will never replace intuition. So what that tells us then is that it's always going to be a human that's going to have to influence what the machine does. So if the human is a sort of a bad human, simple word, or a good human, what comes out of the machine will be a result of what that human has intended. So if we look at it from that perspective, I would not fear. I would actually look at it as an opportunity for myself to become more human and less work focused, because now the machine does the work and we actually get to, focus and hone in on the things that we love and we're passionate about. And I think when that balance is struck, humans have actually something really positive to gain from AI.
Yeah, what
and
can
business as well.
What can government do, though? Because I wonder if there's enough being done at government or municipal level to support digital skills development in the informal sector.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year, we were fortunate as the Entrepreneurial Planning Institute, who, of course, administers the DigiBiz network. We were fortunate to be part of a program where we were doing it was a partnership with government as well as some other people, but we were literally going into the townships, and we found 20 mentors, coaches, trainers, practitioners in those two townships within Tembisa and Hammanskraal. And we went out there to do field assignments on what the needs are. So government is playing a role in that. They have recognized that there is this big need. I think government themselves are overstretched with all the things that they need to do. But digital advancement is a big priority for them. And we saw that through these rollout programs that we were actually putting our practitioners in the field, assessing people's digital needs. We worked with an organization where they do financial inclusion research, and a large portion of the research still says that lack of infrastructure, the fear of being audited, and the fear of having everything exposed, it kind of makes them resistant to the change. They would like it, but it still makes them resistant, and still today that is the case. So that is what they're doing. yeah, I mean, we have to work together. I don't think we can expect solutions from government alone.
Absolutely.
Because the corporates are the ones who own the infrastructure. That's the reality, right? So we need to figure out how can we, yes, number one, identify the need, make sure we're addressing the right need, and then, of course, invest into these small businesses, making sure they have at least connectivity. Because, yeah, entrepreneurs are resourceful, but this is like the wall, that the elephant in the room that's staring us in the face is our infrastructure is not allowing us to participate.
Yeah, so that partnership then between corporates, the NGOs, the local councils to help close this digital gap for small and informal businesses. All right, let's wrap up with this WhatsApp voice note.
Sure.
Clement and the team. My question is with regard to credibility and trust. Does the market embrace technology? Yes, it's fair enough to say that we are in the digital age, but does the market embrace that digital age? If not, then the technology will be just a pork pie. Thanks, David.
Rashieda, your thoughts on how the market is responding?
Yes, interesting. That's a very interesting comment. You know, there's nuances to this because there are some industries that are slower to adopt that technology than others. So the industries that are really fast, for example, that is quick to adopt is your financial services, your fintechs, your edtechs, your agri-tech. Those are very quick to adopt technology. And what I've noticed in our research is where we're seeing the slowest movement is within the retail space. On the ground, of course, we've addressed that, but also because many of the retailers are long-standing businesses that have come with generations of, years of experience and growth. And often to make a system change in those organizations requires a big amount of investment. So you find, like, for example, in the circular textile industry, you would have businesses that need, most of the corporates will tell you, we do business with China because it's cheaper, right? But if you look locally on the ground, we have many good CMTs, many good people who are making good textile or producing or manufacturing, but when we, just because it's a cheaper alternative, they go for that. So those kind of industries is hard, but we as the entrepreneurs, we have the most flexibility to change. So I would almost say in these types of industries, the guys on the ground are moving faster than the big giants because they recognize the opportunity. They're right there with the customer. Whereas, for example, the corporate have already established systems and struggle to change. So yeah, that's my word of encouragement also to say, as a small business, as an informal trader, start now to adopt this culture of making life just easier for you. Stop getting bogged down by these huge terms of technology and AI. It's all about making your life and your business life more efficient, more productive, so you spend more time on the things you'd rather be doing. That's my word of encouragement.
Got it. Rashieda Panday, thank you so much for making time for us, Partnership Coordinator at the Entrepreneurial Planning Institute. Really appreciate your time. It's 11:31.